So what is global warming? Global warming, it is the long-term heating of Earth's climate system observed since the pre-industrial period between 1850 to 1900s due to human activities, primarily fossil fuel burning, which increase heat trapping greenhouse gas levels in atmosphere. It is an aspect of climate change referring to the long-term rise of the planet's temperatures. What causes the global warming? First, the burning of fossil fuel. When we burn fossil fuels like coal and gas to create electricity or power our cars, we release carbon dioxide pollution into the atmosphere. Second, the deforestation and tree clearing. The plants and trees play an important role in regulating the climate because they absorb carbon dioxide from the air and release oxygen back into it. The third one is the agriculture and farming. Animals, livestock like sheep and cattle produce methane, a greenhouse gas.
The effects of global warming: disappearing glaciers, early snowmelt, and severe droughts, rising sea levels, disruption of habitats, allergies, asthma, and infection disease outbreaks. Forests, farms, and cities will face troublesome new pests, heavy waves, heavy downpours, and increased flooding.
About climate change.
Environmental issues in the
The
Philippines.
future of the Earth's climate. About climate change.
Climate change.
Climate change is ice melt across the globe. Climate change.
What is climate change? Climate change, a change in the pattern of weather, and related changes in oceans, land surfaces, and ice sheets, occurring over time scales of decade or longer. Natural processes can also contribute to climate change, including internal variability. For example, is cyclical ocean patterns like El Nino, La Nino, and the Pacific Decadal Oscillation, and also the external forcing. One of the examples is volcanic activity, changes in the sun's energy output, variations in Earth's orbit.
Causes of climate change: greenhouse gases, burning coal, oil, and gas, cutting down forests or deforestation, increasing livestock farming, fertilizers containing nitrogen, and fluorinated gases. Effects of climate change: extreme weather, health related illness, ecosystem, water and food resources, sea levels rising, shrinking ice sheet, and ocean acidification.
Let's go with this question. What causing sea level to rise? As our greenhouse gas emissions warm the earth, our ocean absorbs over 90% of the excess heat. This causes sea level rise in two ways. Water volume increases with temperature because of thermal expansion, and warmer air and ocean temperatures cause ice sheets and glaciers, which are land-based, to melt. The next question is, how much is the sea level rising each year? 3.3 millimeters on average, about the height of 3 stock credit cards. 3.3 millimeter a year doesn't sound like much, but that's 42 trillion cubic feet of water.
Since the start of the 20th century, global sea level has risen about 7 inches, and the rate of change has nearly doubled. By the end of this century, sea level rise could be 1 to 6 feet. that affect 160 million people living close to the coast in the United States, and nearly 600 million people living close to the coast worldwide. Higher sea level also plays a role in tidal effects, flooding, shoreline erosion, and saltwater contamination of freshwater streams and aquifers. That's why NASA has its eyes on our home planet. NASA uses the vantage point of space to increase our understanding of our home planet, improves lives, and safeguard our future.
Sea level rise exposes coastlines to greater risk of flooding and erosion, including the effect erosion of beaches, because waves can extend further up and along beaches and cliffs. In line with this, the inundation of deltas, as well as flooding and loss of many marshes and wetlands. Increased salinity will likely become a problem in coastal aquifers and estuarine systems as a result of saltwater intrusion. Moreover, for the north areas of the globe, the sea level rise due to melting ice sheets and thermal expansion of the ocean poses serious risk for coastal communities.